The US dollar has held the position of the world's primary reserve currency for several decades. After World War II, the 1944 Bretton Woods Agreement established a new international monetary system, linking major currencies to the US dollar, which was convertible to gold at a fixed rate. This arrangement solidified the dollar's central role in global finance, and even after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system in the early 1970s, the dollar continued to dominate, driven by the strength and stability of the U.S. economy. The dollar's preeminence provided significant economic advantages to the U.S., often referred to as an exorbitant privilege. This term, coined by former French finance minister Valéry Giscard d'Estaing in the 1960s, highlights the benefits the U.S. enjoys, such as lower borrowing costs and the ability to maintain trade deficits without immediate economic consequences. Following the events of September 11, 2001, the United States intensified its use of financial tools as instruments of national security policy. This approach, often described as the weaponization of the dollar, involved leveraging the currency's central role in global finance to impose economic sanctions and exert geopolitical pressure. The U.S. government's oversight of international financial networks, such as the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, allowed it to monitor and restrict financial transactions involving targeted nations or entities. In response to these measures, several countries began exploring strategies to reduce their dependence on the dollar, a process often referred to as de-dollarization. Nations like China and Russia have been at the forefront of this movement. China has taken steps to internationalize its currency, the yuan or RMB, promoting its use in global trade and establishing currency swap agreements with other countries. China's engagement with gold has deep cultural and economic roots, and it has evolved significantly alongside the country's rapid economic growth and globalization. Traditionally, gold in China symbolized wealth, status, and prosperity, primarily being used in jewelry and cultural artifacts. However, in the modern era, especially since the 2000s, gold has taken on a more strategic role in China's foreign reserves. Between 2018 and 2023, China's annual gold purchases followed a clear growth trajectory, reflecting a deliberate and aggressive accumulation strategy. Starting with around 250 metric tons in 2018, acquisitions increased to approximately 550 metric tons by 2023. This growth was driven by economic stability, favorable gold prices, and heightened geopolitical tensions, particularly with the United States. By December 2024, China's official gold reserves reached approximately 2,264 metric tons, positioning the country as one of the largest holders of gold in the world. China's motivations for increasing its gold reserves are multifaceted, encompassing economic, strategic, and geopolitical dimensions. One of the main drivers is the diversification of foreign reserves. Traditionally, China's reserves were heavily weighted toward the US dollar, accounting for around 60% of its holdings. Diversifying into gold helps mitigate risks associated with currency fluctuations and potential devaluations, strengthening the stability and resilience of China's reserve portfolio. Gold also acts as a hedge against inflation and currency depreciation, preserving the purchasing power of reserves during times of economic uncertainty. Another crucial motivation is the reduction of dependence on the US dollar, especially in light of increasing geopolitical tensions, particularly with the United States. China seeks to promote the internationalization of the yuan, encouraging its use in global trade and decreasing reliance on the dollar-dominated financial system. This strategy not only challenges the U.S. predominant position in global finance but also aims to strengthen China's strategic position in the global economic landscape. In addition to providing China with greater economic autonomy and protecting its reserves from potential U.S.-imposed sanctions or financial restrictions, the accumulation of gold also enhances the country's national prestige and financial security. Large gold reserves symbolize economic strength and stability, reinforcing China's image as a financially solid nation on the global stage. Furthermore, these substantial reserves assert China's economic sovereignty, offering leverage in international negotiations and strengthening its position within global financial institutions. Strategically, gold accumulation aligns with China's long-term economic planning, supporting initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative by providing a stable asset base for financing large-scale infrastructure projects without excessive reliance on external funding sources. One of the preferred strategies by the Trump administration for dealing with adversaries was to leverage the dominance of the US dollar in global finance to impose sanctions, restricting access to the dollar-based international trade system and freezing foreign-held dollar reserves. By moving away from dollar reserves and conducting trade transactions with alternative currencies, such as the yuan or gold, China effectively insulated itself from the full impact of dollar-based sanctions. Unlike dollar assets, gold reserves cannot be frozen or manipulated by the US government, making it much more difficult for Trump to economically isolate China or punish its companies. Trump frequently used the threat of sanctions to pressure countries trading with adversaries like Iran or North Korea, but China's ability to bypass dollar-based systems using gold and other financial alternatives complicated this strategy. These arrangements made China less vulnerable to economic pressures, complicating the Trump administration's attempts to isolate Beijing both diplomatically and economically. The Trump administration's trade war focused on imposing tariffs and renegotiating trade terms, leveraging the central role of the dollar in global trade. The tariffs aimed to pressure China by making its exports more expensive, while benefiting U.S. producers and increasing Beijing's economic vulnerability. However, by promoting the use of the yuan for trade settlements and accumulating gold as a reserve, China reduced its exposure to the dollar-based global system, weakening the Trump administration's ability to exert economic pressure through dollar-linked tools. Examples of this include the use of alternative payment systems and bilateral agreements with trading partners, which help China minimize the impact of U.S. tariffs. Trump's goal of forcing Beijing to comply with his trade demands became more difficult as China demonstrated resilience through reserve diversification, reducing its reliance on U.S. Treasury bonds and becoming less vulnerable to dollar volatility. As a result, Beijing gained greater freedom to navigate economic conflicts with Washington. China's accumulation of gold and reduction of its dependence on the dollar were aligned with its broader goal of creating partnerships with countries dissatisfied with U.S. financial dominance. Initiatives such as the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, offered an alternative economic system that relied less on the dollar and more on UN settlements or gold-backed trade agreements. The Trump administration sought to weaken multilateral frameworks and prioritize U.S. dominance through an America First policy, but China's de-dollarization strategy, coupled with its use of gold to support trade and investment, worked against this approach. For example, countries wary of dollar sanctions found it more appealing to align themselves with China's economic vision. Trump's attempts to isolate China, especially by warning allies against participating in Chinese-led initiatives, met with resistance as Beijing offered concrete alternatives. The use of gold and local currencies created avenues for nations to bypass U.S. financial systems, limiting the administration's ability to use economic isolation as a strategic tool, which reduced the effectiveness of weaponized dollar diplomacy. During the Trump administration, the United States expanded its use of such diplomacy, leveraging the centrality of the dollar to restrict access to international financial networks such as SWIFT. This approach was an important part of efforts to curb China's technological advances, particularly with respect to companies such as Huawei and sectors such as semiconductor manufacturing. By diversifying its reserves and transacting in non-dollar systems, Beijing was able to reduce the risk of dollar weaponization. Gold, in particular, provided an untouchable asset that China could use to shore up its economy during crises or sanctions, reducing the effectiveness of Trump's attempts to disrupt China's financial networks and technological ambitions. Several internal and external factors influenced China's decision to increase its gold reserves. Economic growth and the subsequent foreign exchange surplus provide the financial capacity to undertake substantial gold purchases. China's continued trade surpluses generate large foreign exchange reserves, a portion of which is allocated to gold to diversify assets and ensure long-term financial health. Strong economic performance strengthens China's ability to invest in stable assets such as gold, in line with its strategic objectives of reserve diversification. Monetary policy and interest rates also play a key role. In a low-interest rate environment, gold becomes a more attractive investment compared to fixed-income securities, encouraging increased purchases. The People's Bank of China actively manages reserve allocations, favoring gold to enhance diversification and stability. Furthermore, geopolitical tensions such as trade disputes and the risk of economic sanctions are driving China to secure its reserves through tangible assets such as gold ensuring its financial security amid uncertainty. Global market dynamics, including gold price trends and mining production, have a significant impact on China's purchasing strategies. Fluctuations in gold prices influence the timing and volume of purchases, with strategic purchases often occurring during price declines to optimize investments. Limited gold supply in the global market and rising investment demand can drive prices higher, requiring careful planning and accumulation of reserves. Domestic policies and regulations, such as central bank mandates and the role of state-owned enterprises in gold trading and mining, shape the mechanisms and extent of China's gold accumulation, ensuring that it is aligned with national economic plans and reserve diversification objectives. China's substantial gold purchases have significant effects on global markets, influencing gold prices, market liquidity, currency dynamics, and global gold mining operations. China's consistent and significant demand exerts upward pressure on gold prices, especially during periods of uncertainty that affect investment patterns and speculative trading worldwide. Large-scale gold purchases contribute to maintaining or increasing gold prices, supporting an optimistic outlook that encourages further investment in gold and related assets. The increased liquidity resulting from China's involvement in the gold market improves market depth, making gold more accessible and tradable to other investors and countries. This additional liquidity helps to stabilize the market, curbing speculative fluctuations and creating a reliable basis for demand. However, China's purchasing patterns can also introduce volatility, with rapid increases in demand leading to price spikes and speculative trading activity. China's reduced dependence on the US dollar, coupled with its growing gold reserves, impacts global currency dynamics by promoting monetary diversification and the internationalization of the yuan. This shift could influence exchange rates, weakening the dollar's dominance and contributing to a more multipolar financial system. In addition, China's growing demand encourages global gold mining operations to expand and innovate, impacting supply chains and the mining economy. Environmental and regulatory implications also arise as mining activities increase, requiring sustainable practices to mitigate ecological impacts. China's substantial gold purchases have complex implications for the U.S. economy, particularly in relation to the global status of the dollar. By diversifying its reserves away from U.S. treasuries and increasing its gold reserves, China seeks to reduce its dependence on the dollar, a process known as de-dollarization. This strategy is partly motivated by geopolitical tensions and a desire to minimize exposure to potential U.S. sanctions. While China's actions reflect a shift toward reserve diversification, the immediate impact on the U.S. economy is multifaceted. The United States benefits from the dollar's status as the global reserve currency, which facilitates lower borrowing costs and the ability to manage trade deficits. A gradual shift away from the dollar by major economies could, over time, lead to higher borrowing costs and reduced economic flexibility. For the United States, however, this transition is likely to be gradual, given the dollar's deeply embedded role in global finance. Furthermore, China's gold accumulation is contributing to higher global gold prices, which could influence U.S. financial markets and investor behavior. As gold becomes a more attractive asset, investment portfolios may shift away from dollar-denominated assets, which could affect demand for U.S. treasuries. China's gold accumulation strategy has profound implications for the international economy and geopolitics, with the potential to reshape global reserves, financial systems, and geopolitical alliances. As China diversifies its reserves away from the dollar, the traditional global reserve landscape will undergo significant changes, challenging the dollar's hegemonic status and fostering a more multipolar reserve system. This shift could influence international institutions such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank, requiring policy and structural adjustments to reflect the new reserve compositions. China's accumulation of substantial gold reserves could catalyze discussions about restructuring the global financial system, including debates about returning to a gold-backed monetary system or adopting commodity-linked currencies. While a full return to the gold standard is unlikely in the near term due to logistical and economic challenges, the strategic possession of gold by major economies such as China introduces stability into international currencies and reduces susceptibility to inflation. Geopolitically, gold reserves provide China with an additional advantage in international negotiations and strategic alliances. Bilateral agreements and strategic partnerships can be influenced by China's gold reserves, facilitating economic diplomacy and strengthening ties with resource-rich countries. Gold can act as a tool in economic diplomacy, offering stable assets in exchange for political support or strategic cooperation, thereby increasing China's influence on the global stage. China's diversification of reserves also influences global trade agreements, potentially leading to the inclusion of clauses that allow settlement in multiple currencies or even gold as a settlement asset. This movement reflects the broader trend towards reserve diversification and could affect tariff structure and trade balance management. Investment protections within these agreements could benefit reserve-holding countries, ensuring favorable conditions for assets such as gold. Looking ahead, China's gold accumulation strategy looks set to continue to shape its economic and geopolitical landscape, influenced by projected gold accumulation trends, potential policy adjustments, technological advances, global economic and political scenarios, and sustainability considerations. China's annual gold purchases are expected to remain at high levels, possibly exceeding 600 metric tons by 2025, with specific targets set for gold reserves within its foreign holdings over the next decade. Policy adjustments could include more flexible reserve management practices, allowing the People's Bank of China to adjust its gold reserves in line with economic indicators such as inflation rates and currency valuations. Greater transparency regarding gold reserves and purchasing strategies could help build global confidence and stability, while domestic policies could encourage gold mining and recycling to ensure a steady supply in line with reserve targets. Technological advances in mining and urban mining will impact China's ability to acquire and manage gold reserves sustainably. Innovations in mining technologies could increase extraction efficiency and reduce environmental impacts, while the adoption of blockchain technology to track and trade gold could improve the transparency and security of transactions. Global economic and political scenarios will continue to shape China's gold acquisition strategies. Changes in global growth rates, political stability, trade relations, and environmental policies will affect gold demand and supply dynamics, influencing China's purchasing decisions. Sustainability and environmental considerations are becoming increasingly important, with stricter regulations and corporate social responsibility initiatives driving greener and more sustainable gold mining practices. If you've watched this far, subscribe and leave a like on the video. It would help me a lot. Thank you everyone, and see you next time.